welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is the second series of our series of coangling and how to sign up and actually participate in the MLF. Now, if you want to participate in BASS or USA Bassin, I plan on doing one with USA Bassin because of my tournament series is going to be in the USA Bassin, but that's later on. This one here is strictly for the BFLs and the MLF. So Major League Fishing, Phoenix Bass Fishing League. Okay. If you are looking to buy and tackle or hunting items or apparel or camping or coolers or anything of that nature, please click on the link in the description below for Sportsman's Outfitters. They have everything you can imagine that you ever want. For instance, if you want halo rods, they have them all right here, and as you can see, they are marked down. Like the Black Widow fishing rod here is $160. It's $110. So, oh, it says sold out right there. My bad. Anyway, like this one here, or this one here. This one is not sold out. If it's got a line to them, they're sold out, but when they have it there, then you can go in there, and once you do it, you always create a password if you can, and then be able to shop. And whenever you do click on that link in the description, make sure you bookmark it. This is Chrome, so please hit the bookmark and save it to your bookmarks. And make sure you use that bookmark every time you need to go over there. So, but without further ado, we'll get back into the MLF BFL fishing rules. Alright, so in our last video, we ended up getting our membership. We ended up calling in or putting our information together. We ended up selecting what we want to schedule in our fishing career per se, or BFL. Again, this is my BFL schedule. This is my USA Bassin schedule. So once you figure that out, you need to read the rules. Read the rules and understand them. If you have any questions, contact the ladies over at customer service at this phone number right here, or it's under information, or down here at the bottom they have an email address right there, as well as right there is a customer service number. Make sure you get that customer service number and make sure you put it in your phone and keep it in your phone. So now, here we go. So you're doing everything you can. Additionally, is strict adherence to the following rules for all contestants. Additionally, MLF suggests that co-anglers share fuel costs with the boaters partnered to help offset the high cost of boat operations. Now that is in there, and I'm going to highlight that for one reason. If I step on your boat as a co-angler, this is my rule. You automatically get $40. Period. It helps offset the cost of a boat. I own a boat. I understand the cost of a boat. But I am there fishing behind you, and I'm fishing your waters as much as you can probably back boat me or whatever. But I am there fishing behind you in your waters, but I give you a minimum of $40 if you can afford it. Not saying you have to. It suggests that co-anglers share the fuel expenses. Now, if we run up and down the lake and we're catching fish, yeah, that price will go up. I've given as little as $40. And I gave as much as close to 100. I think whatever I had, I think it was like 90. I ended up giving a boater. So I want to highlight this and make sure that you understand, it suggests. It's not required. It suggests. Okay. Also, MLF recommends to use live well additives like TH Marine G Juice to help promote healthy fish. Sharing your partner's phone number with anyone without your partner's consent. So I can't give my boater's information out to my buddy. It's just not going to happen. Call 911, then the director if you have an issue out on the water. Gives you some more information. Expect where noted. Okay. Interpretation and enforcement. Here we go. 2023 new rules. Rules, they're unchanged. Remain unchanged during the 2023. So basically, you report any violations that can cause a disqualification. And you can be fined and so forth. And you can protest. You're allowed to protest if you want. Majority of my boaters, and again, majority of my boaters are pretty. They're pretty cool. I've had no issues. Now you may find one or two. I'm not saying they're not out there. I'm just saying, if you have a question you want to protest it. Rule number 2: payback and preparation. You must be 16 years of age or older. Any person under the age of 18 in a tournament must have a parent's signature or legal guardian signature on the form. Participating solely in district. Okay, so any person who, in judgment of the direct, is disabled or handicapped in such a manner can unfairly hinder his or her boater or co-angler partner and compromise his or her safety and safety of the competition will be not eligible to participate. That is to protect everybody. You must have a valid fishing license. Another key component. First is the fuel costs, right? Just as suggest. So again, I recommend $40 or more. Minimum $40. They're gonna appreciate that. I guarantee it. I've had no issues with my boaters ever since then. All contestants must have a valid fishing license for the water they fish. Let's say, for instance, you have a lake that is on the border of, Ohio River, right? Ohio River covers West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Kentucky, Illinois. Well, I don't think it hits Illinois, but Kentucky. So you have all those. If you fish across the water from Ohio, you have an Ohio fishing license like I do, and you go straight across the river to Kentucky, you need Kentucky fishing license. Although the water borders that state, I suggest and highly suggest that you get, it's not suggested, I highly recommend that you definitely get both tags for Kentucky and Ohio and Indiana. Because if you're going to fish, you may go up north, you come into Indiana, Ohio waters, you go down south, you're going to go into Kentucky and Indiana waters from Ohio. So Ohio River is one of those things, and there's also lakes and all that. And they say, well, you can mirror. No, I would be on the safe side and just buy the license. Now you can have a digital copy of those licenses, like I do. I keep them on my phone. My phone doesn't go without me, so I keep them on my phone, and then I go from there. Get your fishing license, period. Random checks will be done. Failure to prove proof of valid insurance in a reasonable amount of time. When requested by the director will result disqualification for that day. You do not want to be disqualified. Okay, entries will begin at 8 a.m. on the following dates. There's those dates I was talking about, beginning of December. You can start going in there and doing all that. Voter and Coing and priority draw guarantees. So, if there's a site on, and here, as you can tell, Facebook group, there is the BFL Toyota Series information. You will find several times if you go and get in this organization, they'll ask for voter looking for co-link in the Central Toyota Series at Gunnersville. There's also going to be different ones like BFL, stuff like that. So make sure you go in there and get on that Facebook group so you'll know and notify. Because if you pair up, if you link up, you get priority. So you are automatically in. So you're guaranteed in. Then you'll get randomly paired at the time of the after the meeting on Friday or Thursday, depending on which tournament you're at. Okay. So you'll get a refund, entry fee charge. It will accept no more than 200 of each co-angler and boaters, and does not exceed the 230 for tournaments and 220 for super tournaments. Then your wild card, boater entry fees, 1 day tournament. There's your payment schedule. Points right here. So if you're looking at wanting to get points, every fish counts as a point. Every qualified fish counts. So if it's 14 inches or more, then it qualifies for your, depending on where you're at. Make sure you understand your rules and regulations that you're in. Okay, so if it's 12 inches, whatever. Each time you're going to get a little pamphlet from MLF stating that what's the size limit, because they vary from spotted bass to largemouth to smallmouth. Like Del Hollows, they had a slot limit, so anything bigger than 16 but smaller than 22 you have to throw back. Maybe 21. So it's a slot limit. And then you get awarded points. As you can see here, you'll be able to go to at least 2 tournaments in the same division. You got a regional and priority entry into the Toyota Series. And you get to 25, you get to go to the Red Crest and so forth. It's All American and Red Crest and so forth and so forth. So purchasing information. The thing is there are a lot of people to start it. There's off limits in each regional championship and All-Americans. There's not, I repeat, there's not any limitations on when you can fish as long as you're off the waters by 6 p.m. the day before the start of the tournament. So there's no practice period or off-limits period prior to the pre-tournament meeting. But they say you got to be off the water by that time. So, whatever. The thing is a lot of people, I'm just like a lot of people, I will make sure I'm off the water. I don't like to put pressure on the fish. So there'll be a lot of times there will be a text message shot out to everybody. Hey, if we need co-anglers, you know, and I always tell people, be a co-angler. Just try it out. Have a little bit of fun with it. You don't have to worry about the boat, and you don't have to worry about gas. You don't have to worry about, well, I mean, you worry about gas, but not like that. Like, day in and day out trying to find fish, you just fish with your boater. You go where your boater goes. So, pairings. Here we go. Pairings. All boaters and co-anglers are paired at random draw. You'll get a text message with the boat number, flight number, with your boater or co-angler's name and number. All contestants must contact their assigned boater or co-angler following the pre-tournament meeting. Basically, I will do everything I can to make it easier on the boater. If you want to meet up the hill and go down the hill to Del Hollow and launch out, I will do that. I will park away from the boat ramp because it is a madhouse down there. So, safety boating, observe all times. You must wear approved flotation device, a PFD. Make sure it is not your boater. If you're a co-angler, it is not your boater's responsibility to provide a PFD for you. I highly suggest going buying one that is inflatable that you can have all the time, which I do. I have one for myself as well as I have one for big waters like Lake Erie when it's bumpy. I have the one that's already like the big ski style, or I have the inflatable ones, which I usually run all the other times. So, safety is the number one key. Sportsmanship, pretty self-explanatory. Do not consume alcohol. You can't operate the boat as a co-angler. But if something happened, you had to, it is what it is. So boaters will fish from the front of the deck. The coast will be in the back of the deck or the seating area only. Boaters will have complete control of the motor and waters to be fished. Now, if you hook into a fish, you can go anywhere on the boat. You don't have to stay right where you're at. If it wants to run to the front, you go to the front. If it runs to the back, it runs to the back. If you're on the front, if you're a boater and you catch a fish and it goes all the way to the back, it is what it is. You just go wherever the fish goes. At that point, you're not going to get dinged for it. But if I step out onto the front deck and I throw out one time, I can be disqualified for the whole day. And it could be 7, our takeoff is at 7 o'clock. 7:10, I step on the front of the boat and I can be disqualified for the whole day. Or I can wait until 3:59, we're doing at 4 o'clock. I step on the front of the boat, make one cast. It qualifies, and I have a full bag. I have a 25-pound bag. It doesn't matter. You're disqualified. So make sure you understand that. And of course, the regulations, there is a minimum of a 16-foot length and have a rear deck. The seat, with the seat, if requested, my boater has asked me, do I need a seat? No, I don't. I don't need a seat. Usually I like to move around. So, in rough water, I do. And I suggest that. I will have one usually I have one in my truck. If they don't have one, I'll bring my own butt seat. So that way I'm not sitting down. I'm in my butt seat. I'm just leaning more than sitting. Obviously, each boat will have the proper stuff. Max horsepower is 250, no 300. Sorry, guys, it's not fair. Let's see here. Number 12, permitted fishing methods, rod and reel only. Umbrella rigs, you can have those, which I plan on doing a video on. A-rigs, it's A-rig season right now. Make sure you read the regulations. In this case, MLF is 3 max that you can have. If you're in like Texas or somewhere, I think they say they can have 5. Under MLF rules, you can only have 3 hooks. So make sure you understand exactly what you're fishing with. Then contestants may fish. So 13, anything that's off limits or anything like that, you cannot be caught in there. It's considered trespassing. If you're a co-angler, you hope like how your boater knows which ones are which. Checkpoints. There will be 1 checkpoint boat check in the morning and 1 checkpoint in the afternoon, which I don't remember that checkpoint in the afternoon. I don't know. if that checkpoint is in the afternoon. I've never heard of that. I've never seen it. Doesn't mean it happens, but I know I haven't seen it. 15, late penalty. You do not want to be late if at all possible, especially if you got a big bag. Don't want to be late. 16, want to keep your fish alive. Pretty self-explanatory. 17, scoring. Pretty self-explanatory. Make sure that you understand the state limits and the limitations on the fish. 18, ties, which I've never seen the ties, so we'll move forward. 19, logo displays and media coverage. No smoking or vaping allowed in the line room or wait in line during the days of competition. Logo restrictions apply to the television All American, blah, blah, blah. As you can see, I have a jersey, and I do have my people that I sponsor, okay? That I'm partnered with, not sponsored. Sponsors are paid. I'm partnered with them. Like Jacob Wheeler here, he is sponsored. I guarantee you, he makes money. So, anytime I go up on stage, I actually put on my either this garment or I have my jersey on, because I'm there to promote my brands as much as I can. Truth verification test. Number 20, lie detector test. They will give you a lie detector test if needed. I'm not saying that they haven't. I have never seen it. But that doesn't mean it's ever going to happen. They probably do if somebody can test stuff. Number 21, if you're a boater, make sure you have liability insurance. So that's just plain and simple. There was an individual, he was a big name guy that ended up getting disqualified for the day because he didn't have the proper insurance on his boat. It sucks. The one time that he actually was doing well, he got disqualified. So make sure you have the proper insurance and the insurance coverage for your boat. And then captions, pretty self-explanatory. And that's all 22 rules. And again, make sure that you guys understand, you guys and gals that understand, if you choose to become a co-angler, you will treat your boater's boat like it's your own. Like it's your own baby, right? Don't leave your trash lying around when you get off the boat. I usually give money at the end, because then I can see how far we ran, if we caught fish, whatever. Put me on fish, man, I'm gonna put you on some money. I'm gonna give you some money. It's my job to catch them. If I miss them and not catch them, that's on me. But if we get on to where we're absolutely seeing no fish and we're just Hail Marying it, yeah, it's not going to be worth it for you or for me. So, anyway. So, as always, it is suggested, MLF suggests that the co-anglers share in the fuel expenses of the boater. Be kind to one another. Do not take it for granted. Be kind to one another. That's an unwritten rule. Be kind to the boater. Hopefully the boater will be kind to you. I know when I get up to the front, I'm not going to treat my co-anglers like some of my boaters have, or one of my boaters like I did last year. Indian Lake, I never even got to fish because he was just a jerk and he ended up passing away. Sorry for hearing that, but it is what it is. But other than that, that's all I have for today. Next episode, we will go over contingency programs, as well as I will go over to, I will do some sponsorships again, as well as go into my USA Bassin on how to do that. But if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down in the comment section below. You guys know I like talking tackle with you. As always, thank you for clicking on the video. God bless. Timelines, we are out of here. Deuces.